As you know, fans are very important in wrestling. WWE superstars often interact with them, which can create memorable moments. Sometimes some people have gone too far, and they have paid the price. It is a pleasure to meet you on the Wrestling Paradise to present you the most shocking incidents of wrestling with fans. Are you ready to be stunned by learning how this scene could have happened? Do you want to know more about the day Eddie Guerrero almost got killed by a spectator? Do you want to find out how Chris Jericho has already found himself under a rain of projectiles? And are you curious to learn how a fan disrespected John Cena in real life? You have come to the right place, because in our video we will see together several crazy scenes where spectators have gone too far, and they will make you think. You are on the Wrestling Paradise, the most shocking incidents in wrestling with fans. Let's go. If I tell you Latino wrestler who said he liked to lie, cheat and steal, and who arrived at the ring in a lowrider, what do you answer? Eddie Guerrero, of course. Before tragically passing away in November 2005, he was one of the most beloved superstars in WWE history. However, it didn't prevent him from being an excellent villain at certain times of his career, a heel as they are called. So much so that one day a fan came and attacked him in the ring. We are on Monday Night Raw on May 27th, 2002, when a beautiful match is planned. A ladder match for the Intercontinental title between Eddie, who was the champion at that time, and Rob Van Dam. You should know that they were both famous for their spectacular wrestling. They certainly didn't imagine that an incident with a spectator would directly impact their match. At the moment when Guerrero was climbing the ladder, while RVD was lying on the mat, do you know what happened? A fan managed to get into the ring and push the ladder. Do you realize how unconscious this person is? He really could have killed Eddie Guerrero that day. Fortunately, the Latino wrestler managed to be responsive. He was able to land on his feet and didn't injure himself. The fan looked like he wanted to hit him, but a referee and then a security guard came to sort it out. We will still report that the person took a shot from Eddie, which he did deserve. In the end, they were able to finish the match. This incident shows us how irresponsible it is for a spectator to go into the ring. Somehow it always ends badly.
He wanted a fight! I gave him a fight!
This time we are in London in 2009 during a non-televised show. That day, it was Chris Jericho who was involved in an incident with fans.
Oh, a little bit of the bubbly.
At that time, he was much less joyful since he was angry with the whole world in his heel character. While he was talking, you will never guess what a fan had the idea to do. This projectile that he has just received is a stick from the famous D-Generation X clan. As you can imagine, Y2J didn't like to receive this on his torso. He was asking the crowd who allowed themselves to throw this stick at him. It wasn't very smart of him since other fans will do the same thing. He found himself in the middle of a rain of sticks. This situation is a bit of a double-edged sword. On the one hand, we suspect that it wasn't necessarily very pleasant to have these objects thrown at him. On the other hand, Chris has managed to make himself hated by the fans. Isn't that the goal of every good self-respecting villain? In any case, what is certain is that the DX sticks were selling very well at that time, and there's someone who must have been happy about it.
And thank you so much for being with us.
It's not just in the ring that wrestlers can have problems with a fan. Let's not forget it. They are human beings who go from city to city every day. So they can easily run into annoying people. That's what happened to John Cena.
He's just one of those people that when you meet, you feel better off having met the man.
During the summer of 2019, we already saw him much less in the WWE. He focused on his acting career in Hollywood. In this field, he will have real success all the following years.
Michael Jordan, Michael B. Jordan, BTS, Eugene Levy.
While he was making some purchases in a store, Mr. You Can't See Me will cross the path of a little too intrusive fan. There, a person recognizes him and films him without asking for his permission. For several minutes, he points his camera at the C-Nation leader, which will end up annoying the wrestler. With admirable composure, he explains to the fan that he should have respected him.
I ask if you can take a video, but you're just shooting video.
No, you know me. I'm famous.
I don't want to talk to you.
I'm famous. I'm Modine.
It doesn't matter who you are. You don't treat anyone with respect.
This incident reminds us that superstars are also in contact with fans outside the ring. They are never safe from a person who films them without asking. We can only praise Cena's calmness in this situation, despite this intrusion into his private life. The incident we're going to talk about is funny, hold on tight. It took place in 2015, at a time when Roman Reigns was facing the late Bray Wyatt in a non-televised show. It is a period during which the two superstars had a very memorable rivalry.
But I don't know
During this show, a fan will want to take part in their match in a very surprising way. On that day, Roman and Bray were allowed to use weapons in their confrontation. In the crowd, there was a person who came with a Money in the Bank briefcase. This is the object that allows wrestlers to have a title opportunity of their choice at any time. Some fans will have the wrong idea to tell him to cash in his briefcase. In a fit of madness, the person throws it into the ring. Do you know what the briefcase landed on? Roman Reigns' head, of course. Do you realize how shocking this must have been for Roman? He was focused on his match, which was already quite violent, and he gets this object on him that could have knocked him out. The security of the arena will intervene immediately. While there was some tension, the fan will be expelled from the arena. It's not just in the WWE that you can see wrestling matches. There are hundreds of small federations that do shows around the world. With much smaller means, the wrestlers are even closer to the crowd there. Of course, this has already created problems. The scene we're going to talk about took place at New Era Wrestling, an independent promotion. In March 2020, there was an event attended by wrestler Amy Haven.
That's not gonna fly.
It's important to know that she was a heel. Like in WWE, her goal was to get hated by the fans in the arena. With this in mind, she won't hesitate to provoke them. We will see her talking to people in the front row, always in a very arrogant way. In your opinion, how did the spectator react to this? She wanted to fight with Amy Haven. The wrestler's husband comes to her rescue, but things won't end there. The spectator's husband is also involved. We witness a brawl with several people from the crowd in a rather crazy scene. Fortunately, everyone will calm down after a few minutes. This example shows us that wrestlers are never immune from fans who forget that this is a big illusion. If you're wondering how this scene could have happened, hang in there. This is one of the most legendary incidents in wrestling history. It takes place in 1994 at ECW, the federation specialized in Extreme.
This is the most horrifying thing I've ever seen in my life.
There was a match between Terry Funk and Cactus Jack, who we know as Mick Foley in the WWE. Their confrontation will end with the interference from the Public Enemy team. Together, they will fight against them, and then they will ask the crowd for a chair. On paper, it wasn't a bad idea. This would enable the spectators to feel involved in this match and close to the wrestlers. But the fans will not react at all as Funk and Foley had imagined. A lot of individuals throw their chairs into the ring. It is a real storm of chairs that we are witnessing. It was really amazing. We can say that the spectators were perhaps a little too enthusiastic. They really wanted to see the men smash each other with chairs. In any case, the scene was very impressive visually. Fortunately for the wrestlers, they didn't hit them on the head. Even today, it is one of the most memorable incidents of all time. WrestleMania is the most important day of the year in wrestling. There is not only the showcase of the Immortals, but also WrestleMania Access. This is a multi-day convention that enables fans to live unforgettable moments.
I've never competed ever inside an elimination chamber.
Sometimes, the WWE even offers the possibility to see some important objects up close. In 2015, the Federation went even further. It offered the fans to discover the big steel structure of the Elimination Chamber.
This is so cool.
This cage is very impressive, maybe even a little too much for a certain fan. At the moment when he was in front of the structure, you won't believe what he wanted to do. He started climbing the cage. Once he got to the roof, he was shouting that Roman Reigns should be booed. It is true that at that time, Roman was not very liked by some of the fans. It was a period when he was not yet his incredible tribal chief character.
Acknowledge me.
The fact is that security guards will be at the bottom of the cage to catch him. After a few minutes on the roof, the fan will go down. His experience at WrestleMania Access will end there. Finally, let's talk about an incident that took place at SummerSlam. This is the big show of the summer, which fans usually look forward to. During the 2019 edition, a couple of spectators went too far. First, the woman will attract attention with a sign that is, to say the least, explicit. We'll say that she really liked Finn Balor, who was facing The Fiend that day.
I said, how are you prepared for this?
Obviously, it had no place in this family-friendly and politically correct environment. They will therefore be expelled from the arena. Do you think these fans were now going to stay calm? Not at all. Hang on tight. They will be present on Raw after SummerSlam. In the crowd, their behavior will not go unnoticed. Middle fingers to the camera and to Roman Reigns, tensions with their neighbors. Once again, they made themselves noticed and then excluded. Even if they didn't interact directly with a wrestler, they didn't show respect. In any case, this support didn't help Finn Balor. He will be completely destroyed by this disturbing character.
The Fiend with the victory.
And that was it for these most shocking incidents with fans. In wrestling, they really have a central place. They can as well create an extraordinary atmosphere for a match as ruin the whole show. In this big entertainment, some have fallen into the trap of a villain character who was only doing his job. Others have shown a lack of respect. In any case, all these scenes remind us that wrestlers must know how to handle all kinds of situations, even the most unlikely ones. All these stories make me offer you a debate. What is the interaction between a fan and a wrestler that impacted you the most? Come and tell us your opinion. It will be interesting to exchange our points of view in the comments. We can say that pro wrestling is a fascinating industry. I hope you had a good time watching this video, and I invite you to stay on the paradise of wrestling to look at some other ones. See you right away.
And that's the bottom line, 'cause Stone Cold said so. What?